Greetings! So after watching Gix's 3-hour stream on Morrowind and all the trials and tribulations he faced, I figured I'd make a little response, maybe try and help him out. So, um, since the main issue was running out of magicka so fast, you really have to be pretty cheapskate on spells and make them as cheap as possible with the game engine. I have a few little test spells set up here. All these are 30 damage total, and their adjoining cost, like fire damage for 30 points on touch, frost for the same amount, costs 15 magic. Now the same spell on shock is obviously more expensive because shock spells are just more costly. Then I have all three elements on one spell totaling 30 damage. It's higher than fire or frost themselves, but cheaper than the shock. So it kind of gives you some variety. The next one is fire, 30 damage, but it's over time, 10 points for 3 seconds. And that knocks off 5 whole magic on the spell, same with frost. Shock is a lot cheaper too, still totaling 30 damage, but it only costs 14 magic instead of 21. The next spell is absorb health, which is like the best to use against anything with reflect. So you don't just kill yourself with your own nuking awesomeness, because if you absorb your own health, no harm, no foul. But a 30 point on touch is 24. And down here, that's 10 points for 3 seconds, same amount, but it's only 16. You save quite a lot of magic just spreading a spell over 3-second duration. Of course, these can all be swapped up to, on target, which make them a little bit more expensive. The next absorb health is the one you can buy from a vendor. This one is 5 to 52 points on touch, and that is a bargain spell, because if you make the exact same spell at the spell maker, here it is, exactly the same, it costs, instead of 11 magicka, it costs 23. So some spells you can buy are just cheaper magicka wise than you could actually make yourself. It's just one of the strange things of Morrowind. So the next thing would be in reference to Skeleton Bob. He has Bob for like 60 seconds, I think is the default. So it costs 39 magic. You know, it's pretty expensive, but if you slash that duration in half to 30, it drops it down to 20 and is much easier to cast with a lower skill. And on this guy, his concentration is 77, so it's easy to cast either way. But, you know, a fight don't last longer than a minute, or 30 seconds. If it does, either the mob's dead or you're dead, one or the other, or there's more ads incoming. So yep, that's just a few things I noticed that might help. Another thing, if I couldn't see his illusion skill, I don't know what it was, but if you can put like a damage spell like that and add a few seconds of invisibility on it, you can fire that off. You'll be invisible, the mob won't know where you went. Easier for the spell to hit the mob, gives you time to maneuver around. It obviously makes the spell more expensive, but it just depends on your total magic reserves and you know how hard it is to cast the spell. Like on this guy, he's got over 1,000 magicka because just constant effect. Intelligence, because you need a large mana pool to cast spells reliably, especially when they're reflected a whole lot. So I guess that's it in closing. Oh, one more thing. This is a little cheap ring you can make right at first. Just a, you know, petty soul gem with old Nyx Hound or something on there. And you can do restore fatigue 1 to 77 points on a common ring. So you can run anywhere you want. Switch to that, tap it a few times, and you're in full fighting capability and have fully functional chance of casting spells. Anyway, so that's all I got. Hope it helps.